Hola, my name's Alondra.
My name's Rachel. Today we're gonna be doing a video on laser treatment.
We went there. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We wanted to talk about this because this is a very taboo topic. We don't like talking about how women have hair, and we have a lot of hair too. And I personally don't like it, so I like to get rid of it. So I would shave, I would wax. In this case, I got laser done. Yeah. And we want to talk a little bit about our experience.
Yeah, I feel like even with periods or things from our bodies, sometimes we feel ashamed, uncomfortable about talking about it. But if we all do these things, then why can't we talk about it? Yeah. You know? So we kind of wanted to open up that conversation.
Yeah.
And then share our story about laser hair removal. And for sure. Us, it's been so good to us. So I think that's why we also want to, share that with you guys.
So I have thick hair. I grow really coarse hair. So for me, I had below my belly button area, I had a lot of hair growing, and I didn't like it. So I started shaving it, and then it started growing out thicker, and then I decided to wax it myself. So I would wax it. I got the actual wax strips, the ones that already have the wax in it. And that was fine. That's what I use for facial hair removal, my mustache or my unibrow. That's what I remove it with. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get actual wax. So I got actual wax, and then the actual wax paper. And it's fine. It removed
You're tough. I could never.
Oh my gosh! And I've done that on my legs too.
Oh,
actually, our friend Beth did it for me, and it was so painful. But that's not another topic. But yeah, I used the actual wax, and then I got a lot of ingrown hairs, a lot. And I was so surprised because I thought I was removing it from the root, so I would get less ingrown hairs. And it's still it was so bad, and I've heard that a lot about the bikini area too. So that's why I haven't done that yet. But I got tired of it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it laserly removed. My sister had already got some lasers, so she recommended me a spot. And I was like, okay, great, I'm gonna go. It actually had a Groupon, so y'all check out Groupon. Yeah. It's the best. But I actually didn't purchase it because I wanted to go and check out the place first. When I spoke with the lady there, she actually told me just get it through us. We'll give you the same price because they do it through Groupon. They have to give some percentage to them. So I was like, okay, great, amazing. So it kind of was like an interview. So she asked me about my hair, how it was, so on and so forth. And then she told me okay, you're gonna be getting it done at this location. They're the same owners, but it was a different location. And they charged me $100 for 6 sessions. So I would come in every 6 weeks, and I would get it laserly removed. Obviously, the spot is this big.
Thin, right?
Yeah, and it was thin. She would sometimes hook it up and go a little higher or a little lower, which was nice. But for the most part, it was just this big of an area.
That's what they would consider a small session.
Yeah, section.
Yeah.
Small section, yeah. So before I would go in, I would shave, and then they would laser it. I wouldn't use any numbing creams or anything. It was fine. The most painful was the last session. It was so painful, but it was the last one, and it went by really fast because the area was so small. For me personally, I had a great experience. I got it done about a year ago or so. And the hair didn't grow for a long time, and then when it started growing, it grew in really thin. She did tell me though in the interview that she recommends 12 sessions for me just because my hair is so coarse. I haven't done the other session. I've been meaning to do it, and I think now that it's gonna get a little cooler in our area, I may do it because obviously when you're getting laser removal treatment, you can't tan, you can't be out going to the beach,
exposed to the sun.
Yeah, you can be exposed to the pool. It is easy because obviously it's covered up by clothes most of the time. So I'll probably consider that now for Christmas or so. I had a great experience. I'll just tell you now really quickly because I know a lot of people wonder about tips because they recommend that you give 10% tip every time you go. So 10% of what, in my case, because it was only $100, 10% of what I'm paying every time I would go, and I couldn't afford to give $60 for the sessions. For example, they would actually recommend 10 to 15%. So what I did is I just tipped her at the end, but I didn't tip her the full $60. I tipped her less, but she was really happy, and she was so nice. Yeah, but I was like, you know what? I haven't tipped the whole time through, but because she was such a nice lady, like, I'm gonna tip her at the end. So that's personally what I did. So I would totally recommend laser hair removal, at least in that section right there below your belly button, 100%. I haven't done any other sections yet, but I would like to eventually.
So for me, I've gone a little, I've done more areas in my body. I first started with right up here, my upper lip. Again, I'm the same way. I have coarse hair, it's thick, it grows fast, I hate it. And so I would always be scared, like ever since like middle school, like I would grow hair and like I would be so self-conscious about it. And honestly, I even got bullied about it sometimes, like on the bus. I would, like, they'd be like, oh my gosh, like just mean things. And so like I would feel so bad about it, and that I wanted to start shaving it. But then my dad would always tell me that if I shave it, like I'll have like a shadow. And actually a cousin of mine did that, and she would always have a shadow. So I'd be like, I don't want to do it. But I was, you know, like I felt bad, and so I started waxing, and that was so painful. Like especially here, waxing hurts so much. I didn't get ingrowns here, thank God. But I would have to do it like honestly, like probably like every 2 weeks. Like it was bad. And I would shave it sometimes, you know, like just to be quick with it. But waxing is what I would normally do. But then I saw, you know, I thought about laser hair removal, and I was like, what the heck? Like, let me just try it out. And I was kind of hesitant about it because like it's in my face, you know. So like even for like our skin color, they always talk about that, like one of the side effects may be like discoloration. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to have that like on my face. But I was just so honestly like desperate for it that I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So I paid $100 too for the first time. I found that like it was like a deal. I didn't get it through Groupon, but I saw the prices on Groupon. So when I went to the place, I was okay, like it works out for me, like it's a good deal. And so I also got 6 sessions, and they said because of your hair you probably need 12 sessions. And so let me see, yeah, I have 2 years already doing it, and I just finished my last session. And the hair, honestly, like the growth decreased. For the first like six sessions, it decreased significantly. Like I wouldn't grow hair maybe like 2 to 3 weeks, and for me that was like unbelievable because I like my hair would grow so fast. And then so yeah, so like the growth, like for the first couple sessions, it was very slow, and like what I was surprised the most about was the thickness. Like it decreased significantly. Like I would say about like 80%. Like
yeah,
it was so significant. I was like,
for me, I would say 90%. Yeah.
It was like I was like, wow, this is heaven. But then when I started doing like when I went again for my second set of 6 sessions, I noticed the hair grew faster, and I kind of like got disappointed by that. But the thickness of the hair was still this, like, yeah, like 80 to 90%, I would say. They told me that like this area here was harder for me. So like here, I don't grow as much hair or the thickness, but here, the thickness and like how fast it grew, it wasn't the same as the first time around. So I was like, they may be doing something, because I also feel like, honestly, like I went to this place and like I don't fully trust, to be honest. Because the more sessions that you do, the higher like they have, and I think that's why I said that like it hurt you the last time.
Yeah,
because they increased the intensity of the laser
100% every time.
Yeah. And so for me, I feel like they did increase it for me, so it kind of just stayed at that level. And when you don't hit it hard enough, the hair's gonna come back.
Yeah.
So so I feel like that's what happened with me, and I feel like they almost kind of like stole my yeah. So then, and so now, I'm doing also like I have some hair here, so I started doing this here too. And again, like it's been good so far. It's helped me so much. So that's just in my face. Now in between those, I also did my inner thighs, and like so like my whole thighs. So it kind of includes part of the bikini line, and then all of my thighs up to my knee. And then this place I did it, or this time around I did it with another place, because again I didn't fully trust where I did my upper lip, and so I'm gonna try something else. Now this I went to like a very popular
like a known place.
I went to Ideal Image, and they're like, you know, like they're nationwide. Because I knew people who had gone there before, and they were like, it's kind of pricey, but it's still worth it. So I'm paying right now. Well, I paid $4,500 for just my thighs, and honestly, I feel like it's a lot of money, but I've seen like such good results that I'm like, whatever. Like I'm like, it hurts me. I'm paying it monthly, and it hurts honestly, but it's so worth it. Like it's wow. Like my hairs and my bikini line, like it is so nice. And it like going there, like I have to shave before, and like my first session it wasn't as bad. Like I was sweating in there and I was screaming, but then like my second, third, and fourth session, like I would cry from the pain. And so what they would do is that they would put like cooling pads like before they went in with the laser, and I even got numbing cream that I have to put 2 hours before and then 1 hour before. Like I still have to put it twice. I didn't do it right there, like putting the numbing cream how they recommended it, and so maybe that I think it helped, but like not as I thought it would help.
Not as much.
Yeah. So, and it cost me like $50 too. So I was like,
sometimes they give out prescriptions for like lidocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can get it like prescribed, and it's like
that's what I got.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So I don't know if the numbing cream fully does help, but honestly, like it is so painful. Like I come out of there and I call her and I'm like, Rach, like,
and sends me pictures.
Yeah. Like I'm like, yeah. And like at first, like here I wouldn't really notice how my like it feels red and like almost burnt because you know it is burning, but on my thighs like I get bumps like right away. Like it's like it's not cute at all.
And you can smell the hair being burnt.
Oh yeah,
you can smell it right away.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
But like, so my skin is like irritated. Well, it's naturally like that's something that they say
it's gonna happen
for about like 20 to 30 minutes. And I can't wear, you know, like tight pants for like a day or two, so I have to be loose. But in there I get stress balls. Like I sweat, I'm screaming.
I believe you, girlfriend.
Yeah, so I have two girls, one on this side, one on this side, and they just go. They like draw little squares on you, and they go by session, or like by section. And then what else? Oh yeah, so I have to be like, okay, break on the side, and so I breathe a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, break. And so they just going on like non-stop, you know, but I'm like, wait, like give me a second, because like it's so painful. Yeah. But again, the results are so worth it. Like I used to be so
skeptical.
Yeah, skeptical and like self-conscious about, you know, like what I would wear, and like now I'm so free with, you know, just like wearing whatever I want to wear. Like I don't have to worry. Yeah.
I would feel the same way with bikinis. I would be uncomfortable when I grew up always wearing a bikini. Yeah. So when I got older, I'm like, oh my gosh, like how am I this age? And like now I'm feeling like self-conscious and like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't feel confident in my body because of hair. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's when I was like, I'm gonna take control over this, because it's not gonna take control over me. Yeah.
And honestly, like, I don't like the idea of us having to like hide our hair. Yeah. You know, like obviously, and like there, like hygiene comes with that, you know. But I feel like society puts such a like stigma, and it's like pressure that you can't show your hair. Oh, and it's like, you know, like what the heck, like.
Yeah. I personally don't like it, so it's all good. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get rid of it anyway. So.
I mean, yes, but I also feel like we should be more open to hair. But again, you know, like at the end of the day, like I don't want to have it, you know. But I think about it like, why do I feel like I don't want to have it? Yeah. You know, so I feel like for me, like I kind of battle with that. But honestly, hair, like this laser hair removal is a 10/10 recommend. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like you can get better deals like on Groupon. Yeah. So you don't have to pay as much as I did. But regardless, if you do, honestly, it's gonna be worth it, because I have thick hair, we both do, and we've seen the results for sure. Years, you know. Yeah. So it's definitely a recommend for me. Yeah.
Build the courage and do it. Payoff is worth it. Anyway, if you guys like this video, like it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.